good morning from Lake Fork, Texas. So we had decided not to fish the bass champs, but my social coordinator here, Mr. Hawkins, said, hey, listen, it's going to be cold and windy and rainy. Why don't we not sleep in next to our beautiful wives? Let's go to Fork and freeze our butts off. Was that the whole plan?
That's part of it, yeah.
And how much practice did we get in here at Fork?
I hadn't been down here in a year, probably.
A year. So there you go. That is strategery in its finest. It's 42 degrees and it's raining. And there's a little bit of wind. The wind's supposed to lay down. It's about 10 minutes before we can start fishing. It's just about light enough that we can run. So here we sit in the cold and the rain once again. Lovely.
Gas for goo.
Ugh. Big nasty. Big nasty. He ripped that jerkbait though. I got news for you. He said, give me. He's a dandy, all right. Dandy. Look at there.
Good enough.
Woo! A big in here at Fork. A big in. For those of you outside of Texas thinking, why is he going woo? Because here at Lake Fork, the slot is 16 to 24 inches. Meaning that is a keeper, believe it or not.
Me and my brother, early in the springtime, we go up there and we fish in this tank dam, and there was little snakes all over the buck brush that was on top of the tank dam. I said, dang it, Tracy, look at these suckers. And you'd have to touch it. I mean, the water was cold, but you'd have to touch them. There's one.
Woohoo! Sling him on up in here. Woohoo! That's a solid one there.
But you would have to knock them suckers off the limbs. That's a keeper, right?
Yep.
And
Is he up in the bushes?
no, it's out there.
Well, there you go. That was 3 keeper fish all day, which really aren't keepers. We really wanted to catch them live scoping. We spent the morning out deep. Terry caught that one giant on a drop shot, but they weren't even really following. I think we had 1 or 2 follows on the A-rig. They weren't going to eat out there deep. So about what, 12:30, 1 o'clock?
Yeah.
We came shallow, and we probably had 10 bites in there shallow. Terry missed 3 or 4 on a worm. Caught 1 on a worm. I caught 1 on a jerkbait. I had a nice fish come up on a jerkbait right as I was reeling it out of the water. I would guess it was a 3 or 4 pound slot fish. It was between 2.5 and 4 pounds. I got a pretty good look at it. Not that good a look, obviously, but so we had 3 fish that might have weighed 2 1/4, maybe 2 1/2. Woo,
wow.
2 1/2. We had 3 that maybe weighed 2 1/2.
Kind of short.
And we will not be carrying those fish, as you are about to see right here, to the weigh-in. Those fish have been released here in Wolf Creek to go swimming. 2 of them were here in Wolf, and 1 of them was off the dam. And I will say, boy, there's a lot of boats running across there. This lake will absolutely explode somewhere in the next few weeks. Water temperature's 51, 52, and it's going to get really good as soon as they get. I would imagine actually earlier this week, before this front hit, it was probably pretty good, because you can tell these fish are already wanting to come shallow. We got a full moon coming here pretty quick, so I might slide back down here somewhere in the next few weeks, fish a little bit more. But we paid the price, you know, and we talked about it. We didn't practice. Terry was intended to actually fish the ABA on Chambers this weekend. You probably saw my little short post. He paid his entry fee, paid his membership fee, and they canceled the event, and then they wouldn't give him his membership fee back, which I think is baloney. You don't want to turn them in your tournament circuit, and you shouldn't have to pay a membership fee. They should fund that. But he and I talked Thursday and said, you know what, let's go on and do something this weekend. So we thought we could come over here, and if you're gonna just, as we talked about, I think you called it a crapshoot.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a crapshoot. This ain't a bad place to have it, because somebody probably caught an over today, but you know, 5 that weigh 7 pounds is probably a top 5 check here. Doesn't take much. It might be 8 or 9 pounds, but it just don't take much. You come over here and whack them all day and catch 25 pounds, and you can't weigh a thing, and you get 5 little bites and cash a check. So oh well, we're gonna go put it on the trailer and take it back to Dallas and live to fight another day. Stump. So I got 2 guys here who fix and rig boats for a living, and I know a lot of guys are going to bring a boat to these guys, or somebody, if you're in Tennessee, to whoever's close to you, to do it. But some guys are going to have to do it at the house, or they're going to fix stuff at the house. So I asked them, give me some tips for guys. And the first one, they made fun of me because you have a messed up screwdriver, right?
Yeah.
How'd that get messed up?
I let a guy in the shop borrow it.
It shut off. You let a guy borrow it and what?
I let a guy in the shop borrow it to work on his own boat, and he didn't turn the breaker off, so the hotting was still on. So when he put the screwdriver to it, it arced it and shocked him pretty good. We all got a good laugh out of it.
If you were going to point a finger at that guy, would he be in this room?
Yes, sir.
Where would you
black
be?
hoodie.
Black hoodie. Okay, so y'all made a comment. Y'all use push poles constantly. So a push pole, for those of you who don't know, is what you use to push cables through all these boat holes, right?
Yes, sir. It's a yellow stick. They're threaded on both ends, so you can put them together and you can make them 6 foot long, 12 foot long, 20 foot long, and they're very pliable, so they bend pretty good for all the tight curves going through tubes and pipes and everything that are in boats now.
Now talk about what y'all were talking about with the guy that was the electrician and what he was using and why you didn't like it.
He just had a super heavy duty set that he used to run, wire in houses, and he used to work for us, and he was like, man, he said, we break some of these sticks all the time, break the fittings off of them and things like that in these tight curves. He said, why don't we use these? Well, the thing you find out using those real heavy ones, they won't make the curves. They just get stuck in places. You can't pull them out of it. Like right here in this boat in particular, when you get to right here, there's a wall, and you've got to make almost a 90 to get over here to this hole to access it. And you just can't make that stick do all those things where you can those. So yeah, you're going to break some of them, but I mean, it's a Harbor Freight set. They're not that expensive.
And they replace them for free.
Yeah.
Oh, they do, really?
If you take enough of them,
yeah, you gather up
them.
Yeah, if you say buy 2 tubes of them and you break about 3/4 of a tube of them, empty the other couple of good ones out and stick them back in there and take them up there, and they'll give you a new set.
That's cool. So, and you said these are way less expensive too.
Yeah.
So there's no sense in spending money, again, because there's nothing y'all run that's in a straight line. There ain't a boat, unless you're fishing out of a shoebox,
Yep.
there's no straight lines.
We do barges, and they're pretty much straight.
But
Yeah.
other than that, you're not going to find one straight.
Yeah. Cool deal. That's helpful. And so just as a reminder, turn the breaker off.
Make sure all the power's off before you do anything in the boat. And always pay attention to who's helping you.
I'm not sure who they're pointing a finger at, but I don't think he's here today.
Good helps real hard.